Hey guys, welcome back to another gripping episode of Duality Books. It is I, Marseille, your host, where I bring you good books and great authors, all without ever leaving your couch. Y'all, summer is in full swing. It is hot. I am dying. I don't know about y'all, but I'm dying. I don't know if it's hot where y'all are, but I know up here in the north, it is actually pretty smoking. I know that it's been 90 more than one day this week, and I am feeling it. I am feeling every bit of it. It has just been really, 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 really hot. Is it hot where you are? I mean, of course it is because it's summer, right? But comment below and let me know how bad it is where you are. It's just been really, really hot, and I am anxious for the days where the weather is mild and it's not too cold or too hot. It's not one extreme or another. It's right there in the middle. My favorite seasons of the year are spring and fall for this reason, because I like mild weather. I don't like too much of either one. So this is just, I can't stand this. This is awful. I am anxious for summer to be over. How do y'all feel about summer? Do you guys like it? I mean, I don't hate summer, but I could go without all the extreme heat, feeling like I'm burning up all the time and having to do so much extra just to cool off. So this has been horrible. But let me know how y'all feel about summer down below, okay? So if you tuned in last weekend, then you know that I interviewed a wonderful author by the name of Tahani Nelson, and her very first book in a series called The Last Fae. I think in the last episode, when I mentioned that I would be reviewing it this episode, I think I butchered the name. I'm sorry, Tahani, if you're listening. I'm sorry. I think I butchered it. I did not mean to, but I think I did. And then, but I've been listening to the book on Audible, and they pronounce the name on Audible, and I believe I asked her in our offline conversation. I believe I asked her about the name just to make sure I had the right pronunciation and make sure that Audible was in fact pronouncing it right, and she did in fact confirm that for me. So this time I wanted to make sure I got it right. So, but just like I said in that interview episode, I am here today to review her book. I know I said I'd be back on schedule Friday or yesterday, but man, y'all, it's summer. It is summer, and everything that could unexpected that could possibly happen to me has happened. So it's just been wild. So what I want to do is I want to start having these on Saturdays instead. I really want to start doing these on Saturday. I think Saturday is a better day for me. I think it works better. People are more free and available to listen. But it's just a better day for me personally to record. So I want to permanently move the show to Saturdays. The last 2 weeks, I've had a really hard time with recording on a Friday because, life, man. I have kids who are now out of school for the summertime. So my schedule has shifted dramatically. I also work that day. I have a day job, so I go to work that day. But Saturday and Sunday are usually my free days. So I want to start having Saturday as the day that I review the book, and then if there's an interview, we will do them on Sundays from going forward. Now, speaking of that, mark your calendars because next week is going to be a jam-packed week. I do actually have an interview lined up next Saturday, so I will be doing an episode of Duality Books, a review episode like this Saturday. But then I will also be doing an interview episode where I will be meeting with somebody very cool. I will be interviewing somebody very cool, but you guys will just have to pay attention to the group to find out who that is, because I will be making that announcement this week as to who I'm reviewing. But it'll definitely be a Saturday. I'll get back to you guys on the time. I will let you guys know about the time, but right now I know for sure it's Saturday. So whatever time of day I have that interview, I will be more than likely doing the episode at the opposite end of that day. So if I do the interview in the morning, then in the evening I will be recording the review episode. So watch for that. Watch for information about that. It is definitely an episode you're not going to want to miss. Promise you this is going to be a great interview. So mark your calendars for next weekend. Saturday is going to be a very busy day for me and for the show. So you're going to get 2 episodes back to back of each other in the same day. So you don't want to miss that. But going forward, I want to start recording these on Saturdays and then having them and then posting them the same day for you guys, because it just works better for me. My bad, y'all. I was trying to force myself to stay on on the day that I originally picked, and then I realized that's just not going to work for me. So sorry, but I will make sure that we are doing the show every Saturday going forward. And there will not be any more of these, hiccups, because Saturdays are an awesome day for me, availability-wise. So, all right. So, without any further ado, I want to talk about a very wonderful book by Tahani Nelson, and it is titled The Last Fae. This is considered an epic fantasy. It is part of a 3-part trilogy. Fantasy readers, I know I've been talking to you guys a lot. I've been directing a lot of attention to you guys lately. I know. But the last 3 books have been, fantasy and romance. So, but this one is fantasy. It's epic fantasy. So, fantasy readers, listen up, because this is a book you are not going to want to miss, especially if you really like epic fantasies. I'm talking about stuff like, just groundbreaking stories and stuff that are huge and are very action-packed. Those kinds of stories, if you like those kinds of stories, you need to pay attention, because you're not going to want to miss this. So I'm gonna read for you very quickly the description of this book, and then I'm going to get to the review. The Last Fae is the powerful and immersive introduction to the Fae Chronicles. The Fae have protected Clearwall with both magic and blade for generations, but when her monastery is attacked and her sisters slaughtered, only young Kaya is left alive. Forced to cope without the traditions of her order, Kaya travels the country on a mission to avenge her sisters and preserve her heritage. The search brings her not only to dark discoveries and ancient family secrets, but also to something she never wanted or dreamed of, an estranged brother. Thrust into a war at the heart of a broken empire, the siblings face a dark past and darker future, while Kaya learns the true state of the world outside her monastery's walls, the true threat of the army sweeping across the land, and her own innate abilities as the last of her kind. If you love immersive world-building, empowering characters, and epic battle scenes, you'll love The Last Fae. And honestly, she couldn't have said it better, because that was exactly what I was trying to say when I was trying to describe it. I almost made the huge industry no-no and tried to compare it to something, and then I stopped myself because I don't really want to do that. I want, you all as listeners to know whether or not this story is going to appeal to you and give you something that you can, something to help you understand, the genre and what you can expect from it. I want to draw you into, this, if this is something that would appeal to you, but I don't want to make that very big mistake and compare it to another author's work, because that's setting you up for something. That's setting you, everybody involved, up for failure. And it's not, I'm not saying that because, I'm not saying that because, against Tahani or her book, because I definitely don't mean anything like that by it. But what I am saying is it's not really fair to her. It's not fair to her work, because she has done a phenomenal job with her story and building a world and building a society. And it's very, very hard. It's very, very hard to do that, do world building and and whole society building and, all of that. It's very difficult to do. And I don't want, I want to do her work justice by not comparing it to anything else, because she deserves this. She has created this, and, all of this is her skills and her talent, and she deserves to have that all within her own right and not, have it compared to somebody else, because, she's definitely earned this, you guys. Like, she's definitely, this story it's very hard to do, okay? I speak from experience. I've done some world building in my stories, and it is very difficult to do. It takes a lot of extra time. You're not just writing a story. You're not just writing about a character's experience and a journey and stuff that they learn along the way, which is, the story. Honestly, it is the story. Their inner world and their, experience is the story. But you're also adding in all of this extra stuff. Like, you're creating the names and details of a whole, area, or a whole landscape, a whole setting. Maybe a language, maybe, depending on how deep you're getting into it. But you're creating like a whole, you're creating whole languages, maybe. You're creating, traditions and culture and, maybe possibly a race. It, like I said, depends on how far you're going with it. But, it's very hard, and it's very meticulous, and it takes a lot of extra time. Outlining a story already takes a ton of time, and then you add that, and it's even longer. So I, applaud anybody who can do it, because it is very difficult to do. So that said, let's get into this review. So you guys already know from the description what the story is about. I'm not going to give you any spoilers, okay? I'm not going to spoil this for you, because I want you guys to go check it out. Honestly, the writing was wonderful. It was a breath of fresh air. Her, her world building skills are top notch. I absolutely was just completely immersed in this story. I didn't want to put it down. I was totally blown away. I was completely blown away by the story, by the writing, by the creativity of it. And I just, the story is amazing. The lead character is, she's riveting. She's a wonderful, example of, feminine strength, and human strength, really. But she is, I just, this story really, really impressed me. It's not hard to do that. Or it's not easy to do that. Sorry. God, what is wrong with me? It is not easy to do that. It really isn't. So, especially in this particular genre, because this is my favorite. Like, this is my absolute favorite genre. So, it's very hard to impress me when we're talking about fantasy. I am very picky. I am very, very quick to notice, mistakes and stuff. I'll read just about anything. I say just about, because there's some things that I won't read or I don't want to read. But this is the genre that I love. Absolutely. Like, I love fantasy. I write fantasy. I read fantasy. This is my preference. But I'll read different genres. The most important thing to get me to read something is capture my attention. And what's going to capture my attention is, it's different and it's unique. I can't really describe it. I usually read fantasy. I prefer fantasy, but you know what? That doesn't mean that a good romance won't capture my attention. You just have to give me the right scenario, and you have to appeal to me, I guess. But this author deserves to be a bestseller, let me tell you. I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but I think I talked at one time about, maybe I didn't, I'm not sure, but I think at one time I talked about the fact that the first chapter has got to be, it's got to make, the first chapter will make or break your story. It will always make or break your story, and it's got to be like the best, chapter of every, of the whole book, because it's the one where your reader is going to decide whether or not they're going to keep going. It's the one, your reader is going to either, keep going or they're going to put it down. That's usually how things go, you have one chapter to make an impression on your reader, or they'll put it down. I know so many readers who are just like that. So, your first one your opening chapter has got to be epic. I'm not saying that it has to be like, have a whole bunch of, huge and, really unrealistic stuff going on and stuff, and just be, overrun with stuff happening. But your introduction has to be compelling. You have to do something to draw your reader farther into the story. And I'm telling you what, guys, Tahani nailed it. She absolutely nailed it. I was hanging on her every word. I was hanging on her every word. I loved it. I loved every bit of the story, and I'm definitely going to be checking out the rest of the series for absolute definite sure. And I encourage all of you to follow her. You guys, this is an author you are not going to want to sleep on. I'm telling you, she's going to do great things. She's going to go places. Not only was I totally floored by the story and absolutely loved it, but you know what? I've seen her posting in groups and stuff on Facebook, and I've seen other people complimenting her work. So, she's got a tribe, you guys. She is going somewhere. If she can do this well off of her first book, imagine how much better it's just going to keep getting. Like, I can definitely foresee her career going somewhere. So, do not sleep on this one. Do not sleep on this author. Do not sleep on this story. The cover, I usually always say something about the cover, and I'm sorry, I got so excited that I just sort of ran away with myself. I'm so sorry. So the cover is very simple. It's not like anything else I've reviewed as of late. The cover is very simple, but you know what? There is a quiet power about a very simple cover too. Don't underestimate a simple cover. The face claim, that's what I call it. Sorry. The face claim for Kaya is she's glorious. I mean, she's gorgeous. She's fierce. She's riveting. I mean, she's just you feel like you get this feeling that she's going to run you through, and that she can see right through the book cover to you. Like, she can look into your eyes and she can just like pierce your soul. Like, that's what I got from the cover. Like, it's so simple. There's nothing, big and bright and glamorous about it. It's so simple and stuff, but it's captivating. It doesn't have to be big and loud. It doesn't. I mean, you guys, I was floored, and I cannot say enough about this series, and I will be definitely going, as soon as I get done airing this episode, I'm going to be rating this book 5 stars, just like on the episode. I'm going to go on Amazon, and I'm going to rate this book 5 stars, and I would encourage you to pick it up and do the same. Seriously, you are not going to want to miss this series if you like fantasy. I have not seen anything or read anything like this in a very, very long time. So if I'm impressed, that's saying something. Seriously. So go check her out, Tahani Nelson. She's on Facebook. She's on Amazon. Her book is on Audible. It's also on Amazon. It's definitely worth going to listen to or read. Whichever your preference is, it's definitely worth it. I give my highest recommendation for the story. The storyline was very gripping. It was action-packed. Go pick up the book, you guys. Go pick it up. Don't miss it. And that about wraps up the episode. So I want to definitely remind you guys that on my website, I have been doing a whole bunch of work on the website, you guys. I have been doing so much work on the website. It's just insane. The website, I have added t-shirt designs. I have even added t-shirt designs that are specific for Pride month. But I am not necessarily going to pull those off. I'm not pulling those off when Pride month is over. So they'll be up. They will be up, permanently. They're a permanent fixture on my website. T-shirt designs, in honor of Pride month. But they're only going to be on sale for the rest of Pride month. So go check those out. Go check out all the new content that I have on my website. Also, if you guys want to follow me a little bit more closely and stuff, please support my Patreon. You're not only supporting what I do on this show, but you're also getting a little bit deeper with me, and you're getting a little closer to me and finding out more about what I've got going on, behind the scenes stuff. I've got some of that going on. I'll be giving you guys more behind the scenes of the show, as well as some behind the scenes of me and my writing process and the book that I'm working on. So go check out my Patreon. It is Patreon/Mars8. Go check that out. You would be doing a great service to the show. If you like the show, if you would like to see the show improve, if you, have been reviewed already by the show, please give this show some support and visit my Patreon. You will also get lots of benefits for me, and I'm always adding stuff, you guys. I'm always adding benefits. Maybe one of the tiers I'll add a free t-shirt or something here soon. I've been considering that, like maybe a free t-shirt for the show, or maybe a free t-shirt for the company. I'm not sure, but let me know which one that you would like to see on my Patreon. But go check out my Patreon. I'm gonna put the link in the description box on YouTube, so that you guys can find that pretty easily. I'm gonna put all my links to Duality Incorporated, as well as my Patreon in the description box of YouTube, so that you guys can check those out. But that's all I got, you guys. I will be seeing you guys next Saturday. I will let you know in the group what time you guys can expect an episode from me. It will be live. The interview will be live. The next review episode will be recorded. And for my next review episode, I am going to be reviewing... one second. Gotta pull up my document real quick about it, because I have got so many of these episodes. Okay, so next week I will be reviewing Broken Dreams by H.L. Caroth. Alright, so don't miss that. Alright, be back here next week and you will get a review episode as well as an interview. We got an action-packed Duality Books next week. Be here. Saturday. I'll let you know about the time in the group. Alright? I'll catch you guys next week. Bye! As always, take care of yourselves and each other.